Golf Central on YouTube is brought to you by the new elite family of woods and irons from Callaway.
Ludvig Åberg rattled off 3 consecutive birdies in the middle portion of the back 9 of the Genesis Invitational, highlighted by this at the 15th. And yes, that reaction was from a man who knew he had just tied the lead. At Torrey Pines, it all came down to a closing birdie, which he secured at 18 to win Tiger's tournament for his second victory on the PGA Tour and come back from what was a very disappointing week at Torrey Pines just about a month ago when he was the 36-hole leader, suffered a bout of sickness, and felt like he had something to make up with this golf course. Well, he did that and some. Ludvig Åberg, crowned champion of the Genesis Invitational, as we welcome you into our post-game coverage. I'm Cara alongside Johnson Wagner, and there is just something about him. Talk about the it factor, the X factor, whatever it is, Ludvig Åberg seems to have it.
He has it in spades, and I think a lot of the narrative has been, well, this guy needs to win more. He needs to win more. Well, he's only been out of college for a year and a half, and he's playing in all these massive events. He's won the RSM. He won on the DP World Tour in Switzerland, and now winning a signature event. I think we're about to see Ludvig Åberg take off. I think he's going to move roughly to 4th in the world. He hasn't even been a professional for 2 years, and he's already going to be the 4th-ranked player in the world. What he's doing is remarkable, but I'm really excited to see what's next for him.
It's interesting because he came out with such a bang, didn't he, after being the first one to get that PGA Tour University graduation straight to the PGA Tour, came out, won on the DP World Tour, was part of the European Ryder Cup team, won the RSM Classic on the PGA Tour. That all took place in 2023. It was a bit of a whirlwind year for him. I think 2024 was kind of a year of grounding and settling. He didn't win in that calendar year, ultimately had to have surgery on his meniscus in his knee, came back from that obviously gradually, but well. And to your point, he's now just won a signature event and has really begun the year in style. How did he get it done today?
He got it done today with iron play. He got it done today with the way he drove it. And I think leading into the week, today I was talking about how volatile he was, making a lot of bogeys, a lot of 3-putts. He had 9 of them coming into the day, and he had 4 3-putts. But starting today, birdie's number 2. This is on the 3rd hole. Down the hill, he's birdied this. He went birdie, eagle, birdie the last 3 rounds on the 2nd hole, par 3. And so we're like, okay, this is good. Ludvig's coming. And then on the very next tee, he snipes this ball into the Pacific Ocean. Well, it didn't technically go in the Pacific Ocean, but it went into the penalty area that's attached to the Pacific Ocean. And I thought, oh my goodness, here's Ludvig. He's going to be Jekyll and Hyde again. He would go on to make bogey here. He would bogey the 5th, and then things changed dramatically.
No more bogeys from here on out.
No more bogeys from here on out. Didn't birdie the par 5, 6, but here at the 7th in the fairway, this back hole location, if you're about 5 yards left of this pin, you're in a chasm, you're back in the ocean again, stuffs it. And this is when he started making his run, getting nice and consistent. We move up to the 9th hole. This is his 3rd, forced to lay up off the tee. This pin you can get close to, play it off the bank that's just to the left-hand side, spin it back down. Oh boy, look out, Ludvig is coming. And still at this point, Matt McNeely, you can see on the leaderboard there, he's at 11 under. Ludvig would just make that to get 3 back. And then 13, hit a towering 3-wood into the screen, reached the screen the last 3 days with these beautiful 3-wood shots. Look at this touch coming down the hill. Is it gonna go in? Is it gonna go in? No, but it's a tap-in birdie. And this would start a run of 3 straight birdies. All set up by wonderful iron play. Here at the 14th, again, look where he is. He's in the center of the fairway. You can attack from here, and that swing is repeatable. Little sawed off all through to control the spin. And let me just take on this difficult back right hole location, get it in there about 6 feet. 15th hole, good iron shot from the left first cut. Just unfortunate it didn't hop up this ridge, but putting up the hill, he did it with his iron play. And then here he was flossing what kind of a putter he was. You could tell right there, he knew he was tied for the lead, as you mentioned. He's ready to go, he's ready to go. Get on the 18th tee. This is a must-hit fairway. Wasted no time. Absolutely pipes this thing right down the middle. Look at the target where it's gonna land. It is the geographic center of the fairway is where he landed it. The most clutch tee shot when he needed it the most. That's the biggest tee shot of his life to this point, and he pipes it right down the middle. And the putt, I can't watch it enough. This is 7 feet, breaking right to left, pours it right into the center with speed. He showed us exactly what he was made of on this back 9 today. It is incredibly impressive. I cannot wait to watch him play Bay Hill, Players, the Masters, these places that he's going to now just for a 2nd time. It's going to be awesome.
And he finished runner-up at Augusta National. in his major championship debut last year. I love the emotion. I love the passion. That reaction on 15, that reaction on 18, kind of a resemblant Tiger fist pump there. He seems to be what this game needs. He's refreshing. Oh, by the way, he's another international winner. We're going to get onto that. Luke Donald's kind of licking his chops with how that Ryder Cup team is shaking up right now. But he seems to be, I don't know, the next world number one, the next dominant player in our game. Who knows? I
think we can start having that conversation because as far as it goes, that are people that have the ability to take down Scottie Scheffler. Well, he's younger than him, and he's bigger, stronger, younger, faster. There's always someone young coming to take your spot.
You know, it's interesting because he made a hole-in-one yesterday, went on to win the tournament. Just 2 weeks ago, Rory McIlroy had a hole-in-one on Thursday at Pebble Beach, went on to win the tournament. That rarely happens as well. Let's hear more from our champion. He's kind enough to speak to Kira K. Dixon.
Right. Ludvig, in the beginning of the week, you told me that you wanted your revenge on Torrey Pines after what you went through at the Farmers Insurance Open just a few weeks ago. You just went out and got that revenge, and you got your second win on the PGA Tour, a signature event, no less. How were you able to do it today?
Yeah, I was telling Joe, my caddy, walking down. Can't remember what hole it was, but I was saying this Sunday is a little bit more fun than the last Sunday we had here. Obviously, with everything was going on, but it was awesome. It's so much fun trying to go win a golf tournament. There's so much going on, and you're excited, and your adrenaline is pumping, and you hit it far. And but to be able to pull it off is really cool.
Well, speaking of hitting it far, describe the thought process for going for it on 18, and then having to navigate a really difficult 2-putt to close it out.
Yeah, it was tricky. It was actually not a good number. It was right in between my 7-wood and the 4-iron, but I felt like if I took a little bit off the 7-wood, it could come out a little floaty, and obviously you don't really want to mess with the water. So I liked my chances putting off the back, and sort of misread the first putt a little bit, which gave me a little bit longer putt than I wanted to. But those are the things that you sort of dream of, having those kind of putts to win at a venue like Torrey Pines, and really cool.
Speaking of really cool, you just won Tiger Woods' tournament. What does that mean to you?
I mean, Tiger's the GOAT. He's my GOAT. I think he's a lot of people's GOATs, and he means so much to our sport. And to be able to win his event, it means a lot, and it's super special.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yay!
Let's just put this in perspective. Less than 2 years ago, Ludvig Åberg was in college. He won the Fred Haskins Award, which is awarded to the best collegiate player when he was at Texas Tech. He was slightly fortunate that it was the first year the PGA Tour University ranking was in place, but he had to earn that first position in the ranking to gain immediate PGA Tour status. That had not really happened before. Otherwise, he would have probably had to go to the Korn Ferry Tour or Q School and not taken such an immediate route to the world's top stage. Well, it was a Ryder Cup year. Luke Donald played a practice round with him at some of the 3M Open, maybe the Rocket Mortgage. He said, why don't you come over and play a couple of events in Europe? Oh, okay. And wins one at the Omega European Masters. That was in September. October, he's on the Ryder Cup team. November, he wins the RSM Classic, and it just goes on from there. Makes his first major championship start just in April of last year, less than a year ago. Finishes running-up at the Masters, has a good showing at the US Open, and now he's just captured his second win on the PGA Tour in a signature event, no less. I think that's what's such a big part of this. This is a big win. It's not just a win number two. It is a huge event with a hugely talented field.
It was a massive win, and Luke Donald played the first 2 rounds at Rocket Mortgage with him, and I think Ludvig shot like 66, 65, and was in one of the last couple groups on Saturday. That's when Luke was so incredibly impressed with him.